Comic Sense.
Hi, welcome to Comic Sense. I'm Arnel.
And I'm Kerwin. And today we will be reviewing a very special comic. No? And since it's that special, we need the help of another fellow enthusiast. No? So, Alan, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Allen. I'm also a comic enthusiast, no? Tulad nila Kerwin at ni Arnel. But mostly more of Marvel. So my favorite Marvel character is Deadpool and Wolverine. So we will be looking at a Wolverine comic, no, for this episode of Comic Sense.
So ayun, no? The Wolverine comic in question that we will be reviewing is actually The Death of Wolverine. Ito, nakikita nyo nasa harapan. No? Now, why The Death of Wolverine? Well, lalabas na yung Deadpool movie, no, in part 4. And we all know Wolverine will be making his Marvel Cinematic Universe return in that movie. Now, hindi naman siya pwedeng bumalik kung hindi pala siya namatay sa movies. And he actually originally died in the Logan
movie. Yeah.
But in the comics, actually, Wolverine originally first died, or I guess it was the first death of Wolverine, dito sa comic na to, which was originally released
2014?
2014.
Yeah, 2014.
So, ayun. Let's get into the comic, no? It's a 4-issue comic book. So, medyo mahaba-haba pag-uusapan natin. So, let's go on with the review. Let's start with the
Creative team. Yeah.
creative team.
Yeah. Death of Wolverine was written by Charles Soule. For the DC and Marvel na mga fans, they all know that Charles Soule is a writer for Star Wars. Tapos mga Wolverine, Daredevil, and may mga konting Avengers and She-Hulk pa yata.
Pero tama yung sinabi mo kanina, novelist talaga siya.
Yeah, he's a novelist. He was also writing novels for yung mga Star Wars novels. Aside doon sa mga comic books ng Dark Horse before at saka nung Marvel si Star Wars, nag-create din siya ng mga books from Del Rey. Yun, I think Del Rey sa publishing
company.
Books ako. So, yun. And then for the artist, it was
Steve McNiven.
Steve McNiven who did the art. And Steve McNiven is popularly known doon sa ginawa niyang naging movie din dati, which is yung Civil War under Marvel din.
Another future review.
Yeah, another future review na gagawin din namin. Pero yon medyo mahaba-haba kasi alam naman natin na 7 issues yon. And based yon, naging basis yon for the movie ng is it Iron Man?
Captain America
Civil War. Yeah.
So ayun, no? So let's move on, no? That's the creative team, si Charles Soule tsaka si Steve McNiven. Now going on with the story, ayan, dyan tutulong si Allen. Siya kabisado ito comic na to eh.
Okay, so for spoiler alert, no, mamamatay po si Wolverine dito. Pero kidding aside, no, yung movie na Logan was based on 2 comic books. One was Old Man Logan for the looks of Logan, and yung more of on the story from this miniseries, which is Death of Wolverine. So it started with Wolverine having a virus which affected his ability to heal. So nagkaroon ng kumbaga nawawala na yung healing factor niya, no? So alam naman natin na one of the favorite traits ni Wolverine is yung healing factor. So in this comic book, nawawala na yung healing factor niya. So he became a target, no, dun sa mga kalaban niya.
Old foes niya.
Sa dami ng mga
nakalaban ni Wolverine. So nung nalaman nila na wala na siyang healing factor, so kailangan nang bumawi kay Wolverine. So he asked for the help of
Reed Richards kasi gusto niya kahit paano bumalik kasi in all honesty, Wolverine doesn't want to die. So, ganun na lang gawin natin. And then humingi siya ng tulong kay Reed Richards, and Reed Richards said na yung adamantium niya, yung metal sa katawan niya, has been radioactive for quite some time na. So, isa sa mga nagiging problem, aside from the virus na nakuha niya before, yung radiation na nag-emanate dun sa adamantium skeleton niya, parang ang ginagawa is ina-affect niya o affected yung healing factor niya, kaya bumagal to the point na nawala. Yun. And Reed Richards specifically said na, I asked Wolverine na if may kinalaman yung bombing ng Nagasaki before ng mga allies sa Japan. Kasi during that time, we all know that Logan has been around for quite some time na.
Well,
he doesn't age.
Dahil din sa healing factor niya yan, no? Kasi dahil he doesn't necessarily age kasi he heals himself. Kaya he's actually more than 100 years old.
Yeah.
So, yun nga, no? Yung nasabi ni Arnel na Nagasaki, I think if you're all familiar with the previous movie, the Wolverine, nakita man naman nating lahat doon.
Is that the one with the Silver Samurai?
Yes. Yun, yung nandun si Silver Samurai. He was there, the bombing of Nagasaki. Yeah. That was another comic book storyline na ginamit sa movie.
That's the one he saved this specific Japanese guy.
Yung matanda.
Yung matanda.
Kalimutan ko lang yung pangalan.
Ako rin.
So it's another...
Si Ogun yun?
Si Ogun na ba?
Yun
si Silver Samurai.
Baka.
Parang si Ogun.
Baka si Ogun. Hindi ko na alam eh. Pero anyway, no? Yun yung another connection sa movies. Yung palang bombing na yun, na nangyari noon, may effect na pala na na ginawa kay Wolverine, which culminated in this storyline, the death of Wolverine. So ayun, no? Continuing on with the story.
Actually, gusto lang palang So with this story, nawala yung healing factor niya.
Yeah.
It's similar to another series din ng Wolverine, yung sa Fatal Attractions. Nawala din for a time yung niya.
Yung metal naman.
Dahil nung tinanggal yung metal niya,
hindi Magneto, di ba?
Nag-overdrive yung healing factor niya, na-saturate. Ayun.
Na sobrang laki ng injuries. But this one is different kasi talagang nawala talaga, mawawala yung healing factor niya. So dahil doon, yun nga, may mga kalaban siya.
Naging target siya. So, si Nuke. Si Nuke is the first foe na talagang he tried to ambush Wolverine on a specific place na kung nasaan siya. Pero, yun nga, knowing Wolverine pa rin na alam na nating yung will to fight, parang nandyan yan. So, he beat Nuke.
Na-warningan siya ni Reed Richards na wag niyang gamitin yung claws niya.
Yung claws niya kasi nga yung healing factor niya masyadong mahina o kaya wala.
At saka another tidbit na baka hindi alam ng mga tao. Every time Wolverine uses his claws, he's actually injuring himself.
True.
Hindi natural na may butas si Wolverine dito. So every time he retracts his claws or nabubutas ang balat niya, binubutas niya. Pag bumalik ang claws niya, hinihil niya yung sarili niya. Now, what would happen if you don't have a healing factor anymore? So, lagi mo na lang sinusugat sarili mo.
And then, ibaband-aid mo na lang.
So, yun ang dilemma, isa sa mga dilemma ni Wolverine sa comic na to. No? So, ayun, si Nuke.
Si Nuke is the first foe na talagang nakalaban niya. And then, after nun, nung na-beat niya, kasi, why would Nuke target Wolverine considering si Wolverine nasa Canada?
Yes.
And we all know Nuke from the previous comic books na Wolverine Origins, na isang mahabang series din yun, na solid fanatic siya for US fanatic siya, ika nga lahat ng gano'n. So he won't go to Canada just to kill Wolverine.
So may reason kung bakit nandun si Nuke, no? It's not just the history that he has with Wolverine. It's also because
of his fanaticism.
At saka may nagbayad.
Yes.
So yun,
merong nag-put ng bounty para huntingin si Wolverine. So yun yung naging ni Wolverine, na hanapin niya kung sino yung mga
umahunting sa kanya.
Mastermind kung bakit siya tina-target. No?
And after interrogating, yun nga, nalaman niya na the order came from Madripoor, that's in Singapore. Tapos may mga previous stories din na ang Madripoor is medyo nandyan yung mga actually bad guys, actually parang ganun eh.
Madripoor, kung sa mga nakakaalam, sa mga comic readers ng 80s at saka 90s, it's a very important place in the Marvel Universe. Maraming nangyari dyan, lalo na dun sa 80s, sa mga favorite characters natin. Na shady characters. Si Hulk, si Wolverine, marami. Iba pa nga yung mga pangalan na ginagamit nila pag nandyan sila sa Madripoor. And it's always a place kung saan nag-meet up yung mga villains.
I think nag-appear na rin yung Madripoor sa
cinematic.
Sa MCU.
Talaga?
Sa Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yung TV series.
Yung TV series. Na-mention na yung Madripoor doon.
So yun yung importance ng lugar na to sa mismo Marvel. So
I think na-mention siya doon sa MCU.
So it's very climactic na gagamitin talaga siya sa storyline na to. So ayun, Wolverine is now in Madripoor looking for the person who
ordered yung bounty kay Nuke. So yung
find out nila ang nagput ng bounty kay Wolverine, no, is Lord Ogun, which is another classic character from the Wolverine series. Sa Wolverine comics, na-meet niya tong si Lord Ogun and he became somewhat of a mentor.
Ika nga siya yung nag-train ng martial arts kay Wolverine during his time in Japan.
Yes. Sabi pa yan, storyline ng early 90s.
Yung nandun yung dun sa first mini-series ni Wolverine ever. Ika yung issue 1 to 4 na yan, written by Frank Miller during that time.
And again, dun sa movie na The Wolverine, di lang kami sure, no? Pero baka si Ogun nga yun, no?
Baka si Ogun nga yung siname niya. I think siya nga yata, yung nagpapala sa kanya, di ba, during that time.
Anyway, sige.
Ayun. So, Lord Ogun, yun nga, dumating yung point na nag-battle si Ogun and Wolverine. Pero, during that time kasi, during this story arc kasi, Ogun died already.
Patay na si Ogun.
Pero, may power siya na parang psychic powers na he can possess. He can possess anyone. Kasi, he's like Jericho from the New Titans sa DC Comics. Yun. So, ang tendency is he possessed someone and then nag-battle sila to the point na natalo na rin ni Wolverine si Ogun, and before umalis, binanggit niya kung sino yung pinaka-mastermind on all of this. Yung pinaka-bounty on why.
So rewind lang natin ng konti. Medyo magulo kasi ito eh. Daming gusto pumatay kay Wolverine. No, Len,
patong-patong.
It started with Nuke. Tapos, after Nuke, si Viper. So, akala ni Wolverine si Viper. Pumunta siya sa Madripoor. Si Viper yung After Viper,
nalaman niya si Ogun.
Si Ogun pala.
Ogun through Kitty Pryde.
Nandyan pa si Kitty Pryde. Now, after Ogun,
so nalaman na nila kung sino talaga yung nagpapahanap sa kanya.
And eventually, nalaman natin through Ogun din na si Cornelius Abraham. Ang pinaka-mastermind.
Dr. Abraham Cornelius.
Yeah.
Now, pare, sino ba si Dr. Abraham Cornelius? Kasi ako, I've been reading Wolverine noong 90s, pero I stopped around 2000s, kaya hindi ko na alam kung sino yan. Sino si Dr.
Cornelius? Actually, nung nabasa ko itong Death of Wolverine, that was the first time I encountered Abraham Cornelius. And nalaman ko rin dito na kasama si Abraham Cornelius dun sa Weapon X program. And
one of the founders.
And he is claiming na he created Wolverine.
Yes.
The Wolverine that we all know. The Wolverine with the adamantium claws. Yung gano'n.
Yung military grade Wolverine.
Grade Wolverine.
Yes.
So, doon natin nalaman. And why? Bakit hinahanap ni Dr. Cornelius si Wolverine?
Bakit hinahanap? Bakit pinapahunt ni Cornelius?
Dahil gustong i-replicate, since siya nga yung gumawa kay Wolverine, no? Gusto niyang i-replicate yung process ng pag-bond ng adamantium
doon sa
skeleton ng mga experiments niya. So hinahanap niya si Wolverine kasi yung unique kay Wolverine when they did the experiment, kinaya niya yung experiment na yun na makapag-bond because of his healing factor. Ang problema, during this time,
during the time of death of Wolverine,
wala na ngang healing factor si Wolverine. So, technically, sayang lang yung paghahanap ni
and
Cornelius.
because of that, Dr. Cornelius ordered na kung hindi rin kita magagamit, might as well kill you.
Tama.
Diba?
So, in-unleash ni Dr. Cornelius yung
yung mga experiments niya kay Wolverine. But eventually, Wolverine defeated all of them to the point na si Dr. Cornelius is trying to escape na. But before everything else, aside dun sa mga experiments na nandun, na ginagawa ni Dr. Cornelius, there's a big vat of
adamantium.
Melted adamantium.
Liquefied.
Melted. Smelted adamantium doon.
So they're basically up to their naughty tricks na naman, no? Gumagawa na naman sila ng mga bagong weapon XS, I guess, or weapon XI, I.
Tama.
So ayun. So they needed Wolverine, kaso yun nga, in typical comic book fashion, hindi nagpatalo ang ating bida. And anong nangyari?
And eventually,
So, sinira ni Wolverine.
Sinira ni Wolverine yung vat of melted adamantium. Dumating sa point na natapunan siya ng buong vat na yon. And while trying to confront Dr. Cornelius.
Tama.
Yun.
Sa Marvel Universe kasi ang adamantium ang
Strongest
metal. If pure. Kasi ang next na strongest is vibranium.
Which is
combination kasi yun.
Treated siya, di ba? Hindi siya pure na
Hindi siya pure na element. Pero kung pure element lang, adamantium. So, liquid form siya at high temperatures, pero pag tumigas siya,
parang unbreakable siya.
Unbreakable. Yun yung
so,
metal.
ang nangyari is, natapunan siya,
nabalutan
yung buong katawan. And then, after nun, when he's trying to confront Dr. Cornelius eventually died. Kasi may mga shrapnel na natapunan sa kanya, may injury siya. And then, actually, it's a bit dramatic yung pinaka-ending yan.
Nagkaroon ng realization si Wolverine.
And then, ito yung favorite scene ni Kerwin.
Well, hindi naman sa favorite scene, pero it's a memorable and an iconic panel. Wolverine dead, covered in adamantium, and then yung rising sun shining upon him. So it became iconic for, actually it's still iconic sa mga comic book readers. It's one of the most, para sa akin, it's one of the top 5 or top 10 panels na naaalala ko sa Wolverine comics of any storyline. Kasama na dyan yung Fatal Attraction sa sinabi ni Allen. Kasama na dyan si Mariko.
Which we reviewed previously, diba?
Previously, review na natin yan. Tapos si Mariko.
Si Mariko,
yung cover na punong-puno siya ng arrows.
Yeah.
Iconic panels yan eh. That's why this comic book didn't just produce a great storyline, it also produced great art. So ayun, no, meron pa ba tayong kailangan?
So usually mga death scenes sa mga comics. So kasama nung kay yung I guess iconic din yung kay Death of Superman.
Lahat yan.
Na umiiyak si Lois
Lane, yung hawak niya.
Isa pala sa mga a bit of a trivia dito sa Death of Wolverine na to. When you come across issue number 2 ng nito, you would notice a very familiar drawing na ginamit dito sa mga MCU, sa Marvel Comic Universe. No? So, ang pagkaka-portray kay Wolverine dito, it's the same as kung paano nag-portray si Hugh Jackman. Yung art, kamukhang-kamukha niya similar. Yung naka-suit na black, tapos white ang panloob. Kamukhang-kamukha niya si Hugh Jackman. And then, pati yung height, which is not typical of Wolverine. Kasi, we all know...
I think yun yung ginaya nilang look niya for
Logan.
Logan eh.
Kasi we all know naman na si Logan is around 5'5", 5'6" ang height.
5'5", oh.
Not the Hugh Jackman to height. Parang gano'n.
6-footer.
Parang 6-footer na unusual for a Wolverine.
Pero you have to understand, yung panahon na lumabas ito, probably, yung mga artist at saka writer, they were trying to tap into the popularity of the movies.
Yeah.
Kaya siguro,
2014.
as a homage or appreciation dun sa movie na lumabas, ang ginamit na physical characteristics ng comic book character, yung physical characteristics ng movie character.
Yeah, true.
Which worked actually. Okay naman siya. For hardcore fans siguro magagalit. No? I don't know kay Allen.
I prefer yung smaller.
Yan.
Yeah.
Ako rin kasi
I
actually.
prefer the smaller.
Me too. Parang unusual di ba? Wolverine.
Napansin nga namin yun, no? And it was okay. Pero we would have preferred, kaming lahat, no? It's a majority consensus sa amin tatlo, na kung ano yung classic na alam namin sa comics. Kasi mas maganda siyang panoorin na napakaliit na tao pag nakakalaban niya yung mga maraming malalaki.
And I think yung mga modern fans ng MCU or yung mga X-Men movies prior to that was Fox properties na X-Men, no? So then I guess nasanay na yung mga tao na matangkad si Wolverine. Pero for the longest time, nirereklamo ng mga
never siya naging matangkad sa comics.
Ng mga hardcore na mga comic fans, huge eh. Pero nasanay na lang eventually na na-appreciate na rin ng mga tao na pag Wolverine, Hugh Jackman ang na-imagine mo. Pero for hardcore comic fans, I think they still prefer na someone yung smaller.
Yeah.
So stocky.
So Alan, what can you say about the story? Rating from 1 to 10.
Ayan, sa ratings
why?
Tayo, no?
Actually, if it's a standalone Wolverine story, I think this is a very good story, no? So it's a whodunit type. Kailangan niyang malaman kung sino yung tumatarget sa kanya. At the same time, meron siyang dilemma, which is wala na siyang power. And then nalaman niya na yung mastermind was the founder of Weapon X, which is Dr. Cornelius. So it's like a parang bumalik na sa umpisa, parang
full circle
yung nangyari kay Wolverine, no, from how he started to become Wolverine until the end, no, naging connection pa rin would be the Weapon X program, no. So as a standalone, I think this is a very good story. Could have improved a few more details, but I think it's a very good rating for it. So I will give it a 9 rating, no,
okay,
in terms of story.
Ako naman, for the story, sabi rin ni, as a standalone, considering gawin natin standalone siya, I really like the story. Ang gusto ko sa kanya is yung may mga personal dilemmas, may mga personal reflections. Yung mga reflections niya is yung from dati, bakit ko nagawa itong mga ganito, tapos daling sa point na hindi na ako papatay, hindi na mag-ano, and then kasi parang ika nga nagkaroon ng konting drama for a vicious killer dati. Parang nag-mellow down siya, ika nga. And then I like the ending din, pero lahat naman tayo parang naisip natin lagi may kulang. Siguro may madadagdag pa rin tayo, pero as a whole, I liked it. Probably I'll give it an 8.
Ako?
Yeah.
I'll give it a 5.
Okay.
Bakit?
Ganito. Ang ganda ng concept. You're gonna kill a major character. Ang ganda nung overall gist.
Yes.
Cat and mouse. Nahanap mo kung sino yung naghahabol sa'yo. Ang problema yung execution ng ibang mga... Para sa akin, this is just my opinion, ha? Yung execution ng ibang mga points ng storyline, hindi ko ganong nagustuhan. Number 1, he's a very important character who's done so much for the X-Men, for the Avengers. And where were they?
Okay.
That was not explained.
Yeah.
Which could have been used. Ikaw pare, barkada mo, may naghahunting, hindi mo ba tutulungan? Siguro lahat ng estudyante mo, papapatay mo. Now, that was something that was not explained. Second, kung paano siya
namatay. Maiilan na...
meron ilan. Pero, if I was Professor X, all the resources that I have, I would have probably unleashed para tulungan si Wolverine, di ba? So,
remember, you have Cerebro, ah.
Yun na nga eh. So, nasan yung element na yun? Bakit hindi parang binaliwala yung element na yun? Number 2, yung actual death niya. So, di naman sa inaano ko, siguro nagninitpick na lang ako. Kung merong vat ng molten adamantium dito sa taas, hindi ko siya tutusukin na ganyan. I mean, there are so many things na pwedeng gawin. No? Ba't hindi na lang niya pinatay yung dalawang experiment, no? I mean, tama kayo. It was dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
They made all the scenes as dramatic as possible, which worked for the storyline. Pero ako kasi, I look beyond the storyline. Tinitingnan ko yung ibang mga paliit-liit na elements. I like the concept. I like the gist where it was going. Pero yung details, siguro, if you ask me, they should have thought more deeply.
Baka mas kinonect pa nila dun sa ibang characters na probably...
Yung nga sinabi mo, no? Stand-alone. And problema, sobrang stand-alone. Walang ibang X-Men na lumabas kung hindi si 85.
At hindi lang yan, si Wolverine is a member of Avengers as well.
Yeah.
Ang dami niya X-Force.
Considering na meron kang anti-hero na ayaw ng mga tao, pero I think among Marvel characters, isa siya sa mga pinakamaraming teams na kasama.
Isa siya sa mga pivotal characters ng Marvel. At saka isa siya sa mga characters na ang daming naging love lives. Nasaan yung lahat ng mga babaeng nagmahal sa kanya?
Patay na sila.
Actually, it's majority naman ay.
Pero yun na yung point ko, no? It was kind of pathetic seeing your favorite ko si Wolverine. It was kind of pathetic seeing your favorite character na ganito lang yung nangyari sa kanya, walang tumulong.
Yeah.
Kaya I question the actual plot ng story. Pero yung I question the details of the story. Pero yung plot, they could have done better with the details.
In all honesty kasi mahirap patayin si Wolverine.
Yun na nga.
So they had to make an idea na kailangan siya magkasakit. Kasi normally,
hindi mo siya mapapatay.
Hindi mo siya mapapatay, di ba? Ang way lang para mamatay ang isang may healing factor would be putulin mo yung ulo, tapos ilayo mo yung...
paano mo pa puputulong ulo? Kung yung skeleton niya,
at saka naisip ko rin, no? The reason siguro kung bakit hindi na nila in-involve yung ibang mga teams niya, yung ibang mga characters, kasi hindi siya mamamatay kung may backup siya. Pero it makes sense talaga. If it was in the real world, kung ako, may naghahunting sa akin, may death wish lang talaga ako, siguro mamamatay ako. Pero kung marami akong nakasama kamukha ni Wolverine, they probably would have supported all the way. Hindi man nila ako pababayaan mamatay.
Pero same with and I think that this concept worked for the Logan movie. It's because dun sa Logan movie, as I mentioned, combination siya ng Old Man and this one.
Dystopian na yun.
Kasi yung sa Old Man Logan, although probably another episode for a review, he did something to the other characters. So,
actually, sa buong halos Marvel Universe.
So kaya meron reason ba't nag-iisa na si Logan doon sa So talagang wala siyang tutulong. Here kasi
dito hindi.
Posible siyang may tutulong pa sa kanya.
Kahit hindi ka humingi ng tulong, ang premise ng X-Men, even if you don't need help, we're there for you. Ganyan ang premise ng X-Men.
So parang friends, parang
yun na.
I'll be there.
Pero wala sila. That's why my review, sorry I'm a Wolverine fan. May mga comics at saka toys din ako. Pero I give it 5.
Okay.
For
the art, I think si Steve McNiven, long time na siya na artist for Marvel Comics. And he did, as mentioned kanina, iconic comics like the Civil War. He also did Old Man Logan first, before this one. And he did the follow-up of this comic kasi mayroong follow-up after would be The Hunt for Wolverine and Return of Wolverine. I think one of my favorite panels dito is in the number 1, yung pagod na pagod si Wolverine. So na-capture yung parang look ni Wolverine na sobrang tired,
haggard.
Yun yung favorite ko siya. And I think growing up kasi with the comics of Wolverine, the series of Wolverine, nasanay ako sa art ni Adam Kubert. He's been a long time artist for...
Adam, Andy.
Adam.
Okay.
He's been a long time.
Hindi si No Eyes Andy,
Hindi si No Eyes Andy.
Long time artist for Wolverine, and I think similar yung style. Dun sa feels para sa akin, similar. So nakaka-capture niya yung look ni Wolverine. If you look at the pages, talagang maganda yung artist. You know? So if art alone, drawing for this one, I would give it a 10. Maganda yung art ni Steve McNiven for this one.
Ako, I've always adored Steve McNiven. Kasi dun sa Civil War pa lang niya, pag nakita mo yung art niya doon, hyper-realistic yung mga ano niya, yung mga characters, madi-differentiate mo yung itsura nito versus yung itsura nito. Hindi sila magkakamukha. Katulad ng alam natin kung sino yun. Tsaka ito may mata.
Nasa previous episode ba?
Tsaka ito may mata. Anyway, gusto ko yung art niya kasi may
realistic yan.
Realistic. At tsaka may ano siya, may similarity siya doon sa isang artist pa na gusto ko, si Cassaday. Doon sa siya yung gumawa ng Planetary. And may similarities din siya. Nabanggit nga ni Allen kanina, si Adam Kubert. Which is gusto ko rin yung art niya. Yung Kubert na yun, hindi yung isa.
I think maraming makaka-remember yung mga iconic na mga ano ni Wolverine, yung mga 90s na comics niya. Halos si Kubert yan.
Halos Kubert yun, 90s. Yeah. So, all in all, rating ko dito, I will give it a 9 to 10.
9 to 10. Okay. Hindi na rin ako lalayo. I'll give it a 9 to 10. Personal critic ko, I like McNiven. Kahit anong Civil War pa lang, his art is, sabi nga ninyo, realistic. Magaling siyang mag-shade, pencils. Tamang details lang ang ginagawa niya, hindi sobra, hindi kulang. Yung shading niya,
yung hatching niya maganda.
Yung hatching niya maganda. Hindi sobrang dumi, hindi naman sobrang linis. Kung ang scene kailangan marumi, kaya niyang dumihin. Pero yun nga, yung sabi ni Arnel, yung differences in facial features. Yun ang isa sa mga problema ng mga comic book artists. Pero si McNiven, he definitely differentiated all of the faces. Particularly yung kay Wolverine, he even used Hugh Jackman's image, nakuha niya. And yung detail ng art dito, it was colorful but not too colorful. There was enough
parang mga shading,
dark shadings.
Dark shadings. There was enough dark shading to convey the mood na may mamamatay talaga na tao sa first issue pa lang. It was not too colorful na magiging masaya ka. It had enough color.
It's not too dark then.
Well, it's not too dark. It had color that was appropriate for the mood of the comics. So, it's not perfect. Hindi naman kami perfect na mag-grade, pero I'd give it also a 9, kamukha ni Alan John. So, yun,
so,
that's our review of this comic, if you have...
definitely recommend.
If you have any seller out there, if you know any seller na meron nitong comic na to, it's a very iconic comic. It's the first time that Wolverine actually died in the comics. It's sabi nga nila, it's a great storyline. So it's worth reading, actually. It's worth reading. Regardless of what your opinion would be, read it. Doon nyo lang ma-appreciate talaga ang isang comic kung pag binasa ninyo. And when you read it, try to internalize the story and the art at the same time. Doon lang talaga mag-uumpisa yung appreciation ng comics. Okay? So, ayun.
And if you have any suggestions pa for future reviews ng mga comic books, kindly give us a comment para at least makita namin and then ma-review natin, sunod-sunurin natin lahat ng mga comments ninyo and then tingnan natin kung ano yung pwede natin review agad-agad.
Yung sinabi ni Alan kanina, pag-usapan natin yun. Maraming nasabi kanina na pwede natin.
Pwede mga future episodes.
And we can do also Old Man Logan probably. Para ano natin. But before the Deadpool movie comes out. Siguro pwede natin
and definitely, you'll be seeing more of Alan dahil may mga comics na mas alam ni Alan kaysa sa amin. Actually, this comic book, kaya nga nandito si Alan ngayon, he was helping us because he is actually more into this comic book line.
And he also recommended this movie, this comic book, kaya we did the review for it.
Okay. So, ayun, no?
Ayun.
Wrap up na ba?
Wrap up. So,
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and then kindly like, share, and subscribe dito sa YouTube channel natin na Comic Sense. And then again, thank you, Alan.
I'm Alan, yes. Thank you, Sir Gerwin.
Next time.
Next time.
Ulit pa yan.
Next time again.
Ayun. So, thank you very much. And then, this is Comic Sense. I'm Arnel.
I'm Kerwin and
Alan.
Ayun. Thank you very much.
And
God bless.
Comic Sense.